Hello everyone, welcome to darkfaetarot. You are joining me on the end of what was a pleasant day in Brussels. Welcome to new subscribers, welcome back to those who already know me. So last week we had a terrible storm in Brussels, and Belgium actually, but Brussels was badly hit and the area I live in was actually not, it didn't do too well. So thankfully we're okay now, but it hasn't been an easy time. And as some of you know already from my Instagram, I'm also suffering the loss of a fur baby. So I'm not going to talk too much about that today. We're going to focus on the review, which is what this is about. But I'm going to be doing this video as the best as I can. And yeah, let's just get into that. So forgive me if there's any errors. It's not been an easy period, but I'm going to do the best I can for this review because I do want to do that. So this is a review for the Mermaid Tarot by Lisa Robertson. This is another Llewellyn deck. Lisa Robertson is the author of the Guidebook and Julie Dillon is the illustrator, the artist. This is a Llewellyn box deck and it is that typical Llewellyn style. Now this is one of the older versions. I say older, but that means that basically it's not the linen cardstock, you know, in case somebody's new. In the last year or so, Llewellyn have changed towards a linen cardstock, but this is not that. This is a deck that I bought, I think in 2021, but I hadn't got around to reviewing. So yeah, it's one of those really large box decks, excellent in terms of quality, and really pleased with the packaging. And I'll get out the guidebook. This is the inside, by the way, of the box if you're interested to know. See, this is nice, gorgeous mustard netting. And this is the guidebook, and it's got one of those ribbons that you pull out. So I'm going to try and do that on camera. There we go. And these are the cards. Now, this is the back of the card. And as you can see already, oh, just jog the camera there. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? This is, yeah, these are the cards. And this is the guidebook that we'll be taking a look at in a little bit. And also I did some pairings with this deck, so you can have a look at that too. So let's get straight into the deck and the images and have a look at that. Now, this deck is one that I worked through for the period, I think from the end of June till the end of July. So it is a 78 card deck. There's no extras or anything in it. And it is a mermaid deck. It's a merfolk deck actually. It's really, really well balanced when it comes to the merfolk or merpeople community. We've got the genders represented. We've got also a plethora of beings. You know, we don't just have merpeople. We have also, and there's a goddess there. This is Yemaya, if I can pronounce it correctly. But we also have merpeople in there. This, of course, is Poseidon. But I really, really like this deck because it is quite diverse already. I'm showing you that. It's diverse. It's got different merpeople in it, if I can say that. It's even got children, as you can see, in young merpeople and young merfolk. It's got animals, and we have like a giant seahorse in there. It's got all these different creatures in there, and there's a beautiful whale. There's a strength card. So yeah, I'm really, and this is an octopus. I mean, just look at that. So first of all, I just want to say that the deck is so impressive because it is diverse in many ways. It's diverse in terms of course, representations of different backgrounds, but it's also diverse in terms of kind of like also the creatures of the sea. And I really was impressed by that from the beginning. The deck has some very, very strong themes of protecting our oceans, protecting the environment, which I absolutely love. So the death card does speak to that. And I really, really like that. It's been done very consciously. That's the word I want to say. The other thing that I absolutely love about this deck is that, I mean, this is the devil card, very interestingly done. The one thing that I really like about this deck, and we're going to see as we get out of the majors, is that it is so well balanced in terms of its representation. So when we get into also the different elements, we're going to see that even though this is an ocean themed deck, it actually has done the various, you know, the fire, air, water, and my words are gone, and earth signs very, very well. And I was really impressed by that. The other thing I want to say, and you can see it from the images here already, is that this deck beautifully shows kind of like a whole world underneath, even though I think that that's very difficult in terms of illustrations. And these are, I'm trying to show the illustrations, but for example, this is the fire sign, right? These are our wands. And I was so impressed with this deck, even when I tried, well, I did a little bit of work with it a few years ago, but I'm so impressed by the fact that even though it's an ocean deck, the fire theme is very, very strong here. So here, you know, we have the Two of Wands and we have a volcano. And here we have this kind of like, look at the light coming out of that, you know, for the Three of Wands. So again, I really, really love this. I love, I think this is, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Maori? The New Zealand and also parts of Australia where they have these specific markings. I think it's stunning. And also other actually islands as well in the Pacific have these, certain cultures have these markings. And I think that that's also again been done very, very well. I love that representation. Just the merfolk in this deck and the kind of like cultural themes that it's speaking to, I really enjoy. This is like a diver that's wandered into a space that perhaps they're not meant to be at, which I really, really liked actually. Like the human encounter with the merfolk in this deck is also been done again very, very well. So this volcanic energy under the ocean is just gorgeous. You can see the light here coming through. And yeah, again, I just wanted to say that I'm so impressed by how the illustrator made sure that even though she had a water-based deck, it wasn't all watery, if that makes sense. And so it's very, very well balanced in that sense. So here we have the Queen of Wands. So we're getting, look at the, can you see that fire being picked up? Again, very well done. And now we actually come to the cups. So let's have a quick look at the cups again here. Now, you know, again, I just love the emotional aspects here shown, the themes of, you know, that really loving energy, but also sometimes, you know, not seeing the things that we need to see. So again, I just love this beauty of the emotions. Look at that Five of Cups. Yeah, there's a lot of joy in this deck, a lot of childlike joy as well. And again, I really like that. This is a deck that if you're working on inner child issues as well, I think this deck would be perfect for that as well. It's something that inner child, I think, would be cool to enjoy. And yeah, I just really like that. And again, you know, the illustrations are quite original, I think. Even though they are depicting the 78 keys, I haven't seen these kind of representations of, let's say, you know, the Knight of Cups or the Queen of Cups yet. So again, just so well done. And here we have the King. And so here we're getting into the swords. And I want to talk a little bit about the sword here, the sword element, because the swords in this deck are seen as like a human element, which I thought was quite interesting because it's all about the mind and how, you know, the mer people are encountering this human energy of thinking and intellectualizing everything. And I find that so, like, so telling. Like the Three of Swords, heartbreak, you know, because this poor sea creature, this whale, is like, has been left, you know, to, you know, hasn't been able to enjoy the oceans. They've been kind of like stranded on here, and there's a huge loss, you know. So again, I just find this whole sword energy in this deck very interesting. Like the story of the Five of Swords in this is about how these kids find, these mer kids find a set of swords and play with them thinking, you know, it's just fun. And then one of them hurts himself accidentally. And you can see here the shock, you know, of like, oh no, these aren't toys, they actually hurt. And the penguin is trying to console them, saying, it's okay. But, you know, and this is the story of like how we think things are okay, but sometimes we can end up hurting ourselves, you know, and hurting others. So, yeah, I really liked how the author and the artist really worked together on creating this backstory and then showing it through the illustrations of, you know, the learnings of each of the keys. And I thought that, again, was done very well. This is a human here. Isn't that interesting? So yeah, this is like a siren calling her, and you know, and she's and the human is meeting basically her nightmares, you know. Oh, just so well done. So yeah, this is just, what a surrender. So this, I love this deck because this is a page, you know, look at the page finding this human tool, basically. Knight of Swords, beautiful, beautifully done. Here's our Queen, Icy, and here's our King of Swords. Yeah, I just really, really love this whole deck. And finally, here's our Earth element. I know some people, I've heard some people say that they didn't understand this Two of, well, not that they didn't understand, sorry, but it's just, why is this Two of Pentacles in there? I quite like it because the hair energy is earthy. And this was the other aspect of this deck that I liked. It wasn't all based on oceans. I kept saying oceans actually, but I should correct myself. There's a lot of kind of like island energy. There's like swamps and lakes and rivers. So I quite like that, that bunny in here. Again, look at that, you know, she's playing with the lily pads. So this mermaid is not just always in the ocean, she's also in the rivers. Yeah, look at that, that's beautiful as well, this Four of Pentacles. So I like this because now we really have the mer people working with actual humans and this earthy realm. This was the first card I drew for the month. Isn't beautiful? Five Pentacles. So yeah, I really, really like this deck. If you're thinking that you're just going to get a watery deck if you get the Mermaid Tarot, sorry, that's a bit out of focus. That's better. That is not true. You're going to get a deck that is very, very well represented when it comes to all of the elements. Love this Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, I really enjoyed, and look at that, you know, inheritance. I really enjoyed working with it. This month for me, as I mentioned at the beginning of this review, has been quite challenging. I'm going to do a separate video about that, by the way, but it's just, I'm not ready yet. You know, I'm still quite in heavy grief. But this deck was lovely. It just really held me through a very difficult period that I'm going through. And I'm really grateful for that this happened to be the deck that I was using at that time. So here we go. We've gone through the whole deck now. I've done a whole walkthrough. I had put it back into order. And let's look at some pairings. Shall we give it a bit of a shuffle? Let's give it a bit of a shuffle so we get actually a bit of a diversity as I try to do some pairings. Now, there were several decks that I wanted to order, but I'm going to be honest with you, in terms of oracles, I just did not want to spend too much money this month. I was trying to, like, you know, it's just so easy for me to see stuff and want it and go, oh, I'll pair it with this, I'll pair it with that. And, you know, the same as last year when I was working with an ocean deck last year, I just, you know, I want to be kind of like very mindful, very conscious before I go out and buy a whole load of stuff, to be quite honest with you. You know, it's because for the sake of pairing, then just buying a whole load of stuff, I think gets very expensive. So anyway, I've only got 2 oracles really to show you today, but I think that's something, right? So I'm just trying to make sure that these, I'm trying to shuffle them as much as I can. Bear with me. Okay, sorry, I'll just keep moving that. Oh, we've got the Fool again right at the top. Hold on. I'm all thumbs today. I'm dropping everything. Oh, but that's okay. Okay, let's start off. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man here. Again, just the illustrations are so well done. Oh no, wait, before we go into pairing, shall we do actual reading? I'm so sorry. Forgive me, I'm just all over the place right now, as you can imagine sometimes. But let's do a reading, and let's do the reading on the Hanged Man. Let's just do that. So this is the guidebook. I'm going to put these to the side for a second. And as usual, you know, it's a very, very well done guidebook. Now, I do like Lisa Robertson's writings. They vary. I do think that they vary from deck to deck that she's done. I also have Soul Cats, and I have the Animal Totem Tarot, which is why I have also had experience of her writings before. What we've got here is chapter The Flow of the Deck. Is that an introductory note, which is always wonderful. Again, you know, just... Yeah, again, she's talking about the storytelling of the cards, and I just really think that it's just wonderful how much authors put so much time and effort into these decks. the flow of the deck we have here. Again, just, you know, if you're new to tarot and you want something different from a Rider-Waite-Smith, if you want a different version of an RWS, again, this is a great choice. Chapter 2, taking the cards for a swim. Isn't that wonderful? Intentions, picking a spread. Again, so this is a great book if you are a beginner. And now let's go into the deck. So the major arcana, let's read for the Hanged Man, because that was the one that we have here at the top. And you get the same for, by the way, the minors as you do for the majors in this deck. I do know that. We've gone past them. I don't know what's happening today with me. I'm all over the place. Forgive me. Okay, so this is the Hanged Man with a full page picture. And let's read this out. Looking at this image, you can tell if our merman was caught in a fishing net or if he put himself inside it. Does it even matter how he got into the net in the first place? Upside down in net is where he is, and by the look of him, he is in no hurry to remove himself from his hanging position. With his spiky hair just inches from the dock, he looks out from the net with a bit of a cheeky expression on his face. As if he knows something you don't, as if he has found the very thing you keep searching for. So upright meaning, despite the appearance of your current set of circumstances, the Hanged Man wants you to let go and surrender. He asks you to stop trying to control the outcome. So stop fighting what is and detach yourself for just a little while. You will see that what you want to happen can't while you're in the way. It might hurt your pride to hear, but it's time to sit down, shut up, and let the universe drive for a while. And here's the reverse meaning. It says, you may have had your hands off the wheel of your life for a little too long. Things sorted themselves out years ago, but you forgot to get down from your hook and rejoin your life. It's time to get your head back in the game, dear one, as the universe has served you up some goodies. Now you have to take those goodies and do something with them. So this is calling us into action. So yes, I really do like the book because it is quite succinct. And if I look at the back of the book, by the way, before I forget, I'm pretty sure we're going to have some interesting stuff again. Yeah, we've got elements. We've got questions that you can ask. A spell for money. A poem. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, daily journal prompt spread. I just really like Lisa Robertson's writing. So there you go. Okay, so let's do some pairings now. And so you get an idea of how I paired this deck. Now, like as I mentioned, I was trying to avoid buying stuff, so I've only got 2 decks to show you, but look, the Fool keeps popping up, so I'm just going to go with it now. Okay, so the very first deck that I want to show you is one that is a newer deck in terms of Oracle decks, which is the Lucy Cavendish Sisters of the Sea Healing Magic from the Mermaids. This deck is by Blue Angel. It was released last year, and the illustrator is Amy Brown, and I love her work. Now, Amy Brown is known for a lot of Fae decks, so I loved this because I knew it would be a great mixture of Fae and Mer people, and it is really, really well done. These are the backs of the cards. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm only going to show a few cards because, you know, it's better if I actually just did a separate review of this. So yeah, this paired beautifully. Like, look at that, the Gift of the Pearl and the Fool card. Okay. Knowledge and the Magician. Wow. Just gonna skip ahead. The Devil and the Storm. Yeah, look at these pairings, right? And the messages, they really bounce off each other. And here we have the Mermaid's Familiar. Here we have the High Priestess, about listening to our intuition, listening to our familiars. And let's go ahead a little bit more. Maybe we get the Emperor and Mighty. Wow. Now that is a pairing. I'll tell you that right now. Should we go forward a bit more? Knight of Cups and the Sea Green Friendship. And one more. Queen of Pentacles and to see what is and to be unflinching. Isn't that beautifully done? That's really about caring and nurturing there. So yeah, that is with Sisters of the Sea Oracle. And the other pairing that I just want to quickly show you whilst we're all here is, just let me put that second to the side. And this is an older deck, also by Lucy Cavendish. and that's Oracle the Mermaids, artwork by Selena Fennick. And this is another Blue Angel deck. And I just want to say, I fell in love with both, but this one really surprised me. I didn't think I would love it as much as I did. Like, I mean, I love a lot of decks, but this one really kind of like went into my psyche. I don't know, it just cast a spell. It's really, really well done. So I need to do a separate review of these decks for sure. Sorry, I'm just faffing about trying to get the cards out. These are the backs. Isn't that beautiful? Turn it over, and there we have motherhood. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, let's go forward. Divine sensuality and the Seven of Wands. Telepathy and the Nine of Swords. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And then we have here, let's go forward a bit more. Death and Coral's wisdom. Fragility. Oh, wow. Knight of Swords and Time and Tide. And let's look at one more. Honor the Masculine, Two of Cups. It's just so beautifully done. I really, really have been impressed by this deck. Guide and Six of Pentacles. Wow. And then here's Imrana, Wonder, Voyage, Crossing Deep Waters, Pilgrimage. And here we have the Seven of Pentacles. I just think it's just so beautifully done. And here's Beauty and the Eight of Pentacles. So beautifully done. I love the messages from this deck. Very, very impressed by it. So these were the decks that I kind of like paired the Mermaid Tarot with. So there you go. It is a bit of a shorter review. I hope you enjoyed that. You know, I really think this deck has, it's just great if you're new and you want to work with, let's say you want to work with something that really just, you know, is different from the traditional RWS. It has a water theme, but like I keep saying again and again, the other elements have been done beautifully, and it's impressive actually. It's quite impressive how the author and the artist made sure it was so well balanced, and I'm really, really loving that. So there's my review for the Mermaid Tarot. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Please feel free to subscribe or give this a thumbs up. I will see you all soon. I do believe that the next video, I'm going to try and really do a proper update as well as a review, a proper update on just where I'm at. It's been a challenge, but you know, I'm grateful for all the help that I have, all the kindness that the community shows me as well. And you know, I'm really glad that you still tuned in to watching my videos if you are. And thank you for being here.